This episode is partially brought to you by the Humble Choice program. Did you know Humble Bundle has a great monthly subscription service that lets you get a ton of video games every single month? That's right, from plans range from $5 to $20 a month, you get a hold of a bunch of free games they have available to you. And you could use our code down in the description below to go and sign up. It would help our podcast and help you see what great games are available for you this month.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the March 2022 Movie Club, where we're talking about Batman. And in honor of the angsty Bat Pat that we have in this movie, I have the perfect drink for an angsty 20-something.
Oh, ooh, let me guess.
Okay.
Angsty 20-something. Is it Fireball?
No.
Damn.
I'll give you a hint. Comes in a can.
Okay.
Ready, people?
Oh.
Little ASMR action for you. No, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'm sorry, your filter was too strong. That did not come through.
It came through on my end.
Oh, that's all that matters. It didn't come through on my end. I apologize. So I think he's lying to us. I will not know the truth until Friday. But in my head, he's lying. He did not do it.
It's a Pabst Blue Ribbon. The drink of angsty 20-somethings, because that's all we can afford.
I am drinking a Chicago Classic here beer. Do you know what my Chicago Classic is?
Goose Island 312.
No, I do have literally a 24 pack in my basement, but no. Revolution Anti-Hero is the answer you're looking for.
Well, when people say classic Chicago beer, I instantly go Goose Island 312.
So the 312 is not that good though.
No,
I don't understand it because you've played Among Us with Hannah or whatever. That's her favorite thing in the world, and I don't get it.
So before we get into the movie, I guess we're going to talk about it's anti-beer snobbery. I think you and I have the same opinion. Maybe you and I differ a little bit, but I don't get the IPA thing. I hate them.
Well, I'm drinking IPA right now,
yeah.
So a little different at least.
Yeah, we're a little different there, but all the and it doesn't help that every craft brewery in Michigan makes only IPAs.
Yeah, Chicago I think is a little more mixed. There's still a lot of IPAs, don't get me wrong, but a little more mixed.
Yeah. So it's guys, I just want honestly, for me, if I'm drinking beer is one of those things that I want to drink a shit ton of.
See, this is I'm not gonna so in my time zone it is 4:20, I'm not about to, and I have and we are launching a game out of early access this week, so I need to do a lot of work or next week. So I'm not getting hammered, to be fair, but
well, if I'm going for I want to drink something that's got a lot of booze in it, I'm just gonna drink booze.
See, but hear me out. The exception is, it's gonna sound snobby, is the barrel aged beer, because that shit could be 15%.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some cask stuff from monasteries and things like that, but
that stuff is
that stuff's some of that stuff. It depends on the backstory. Monk beer is really cool, I think, because of just the tradition. But if you're trying to tell me we age our beer in the barrels made or used in whiskey production, dude, I don't care.
How's it taste?
Yeah,
that's fair. I don't care the story. I care how it tastes. I'll give you that. But I tend to whiskey a lot.
To me is I am just, grabbing a 12-pack, going out to the lake, drinking 2/3 of it, and then going home and drinking the rest of it. Whereas, if I want to have something that I am gonna drink this and I know I'm gonna be one or two and done. I'll drink old fashions, or I'll drink some just straight bourbon or straight whiskey or something. I go for that over, just yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, that's our side fact. So as our beer drinking has begun.
Also, like, if we're honest, I think this Bruce Wayne is the poorest Bruce Wayne we've seen.
So hear me out. Is he poor, or does he just not spend his money?
No, like they mention like he's a millionaire.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair. Millionaire, and
well,
they talk about how the Wayne,
like, if we go to Bale,
Bale's, yeah,
Bale's Wayne Enterprises was an enterprise.
Except, so Dark Knight Rises is the exception. But even Dark Knight, they talk about how like it's running out of money, or like it's not profitable. So I don't fully understand how he still has so much money. But
it's the trust fund that's running out of money. It's not
right. Okay. Because the trust fund was full of money from the profits or whatever.
Yeah. And then, obviously, Batfleck. Like, what's the line? Like, Flash gets into the Batmobile and he's like, "What's your superpower?" And he goes, "I'm rich."
Also, Batfleck's interesting because, like, I generally believe like that Bruce Wayne has a lot of money, but you don't see it. Also, like you do see it, but you don't see it. Like it's not like as in your face.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if that's because we just didn't have a Batman.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I'm not like it wasn't the focal point. It was kind of like he still had cool gadgets, and there's money there. But yeah.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about like since we're discussing the Batman, I was going to say the Bat Pat. Since we're discussing this, like Robert Pattinson nailed this role.
Yes. Oh, if people weren't aware, we are here to talk about a Batman. We are going to talk everything about it. You better have seen this first. Anyway, yeah. No.
Oh yeah, because we are going ham on spoilers.
I got a list of stuff to talk about.
We definitely have to talk about the text conversation you and I had. We'll get that a little bit later.
But he nailed it.
Well, and I mean, I think we were going back and forth about like who's the best Batman and who's the best Bruce Wayne.
Right. So this is let's start the Bruce Wayne one because I think that's the more divisive one because he is interesting because I would argue he's one of the most we've seen of Bruce Wayne. But this Bruce Wayne is very different.
Bale, like,
yeah, but like I think we saw more than we saw Keaton as Bruce Wayne.
I'm just saying, like, of the ones that like who, like, which movies actually delved into Bruce Wayne the character.
Yeah, I think Keaton also. So I'd give it those three series of them is what I would truly give it. Like Adam West, no, you didn't care. You didn't care for Clooney. I don't think he even showed it really, or kind of, but not really. Kilmer. I'm be honest with you, those two films.
Yeah, the Clooney and Kilmer films kind of.
I forget that it's technically the same cinematic universe as the Keaton films. Like I forget that's technically one series of films.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yep.
But,
but like okay, so I really think though, like, okay, so Bale's Bruce Wayne might be the best fit in terms of actor to play the character of Bruce Wayne. Because, like, let's be real, Iron Man came out, what, a year or two after Batman Begins?
3. It's 05 to 08.
Oh, is it 05? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because 08's Dark Knight.
Yeah. So, in Dark Knight, you see more of Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very clear that Bruce Wayne is Iron Man. Like,
sure, but that's I think in a lot of ways
Wayne are the DC.
They've always been that. Like to be fair, that I would argue that's not like a mark on those movies. That's just a mark on the characters.
No, and that's not what I was getting at. It was going to be along the lines of like we had always kind of taken Bruce Wayne to be that like Iron Man character, and then we get the Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne who is like pretty young. And clearly not remotely as wealthy as previous iterations of the Wayne family. Like, it's very interesting in that sense of like he nailed kind of that like that role that okay, he doesn't have the money that Bale's Batman and Bruce Wayne did. So a lot of this stuff is he's making himself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this stuff is like, you know, kind of reused or things like that. And he just nailed that character. I still would rather see, like, if we could do a fantasy cast, I would rather see Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne and Robert Pattinson as Batman.
So it's give, yeah, I can see it.
Like if we cut together like, you know, the scenes of Bruce Wayne from the Nolan trilogy, and then anytime it was Batman, it was Pattinson's Batman and Reeves's Batman, so darker, more realistic. That might be the best Batman.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say it's kind of nice though having someone who plays Batman now who like actually enjoys being famous and goes talks to people versus Christian Bale who I think you get within 2 feet of him, like he spits at you.
Yeah.
Well, like
also, so like let's talk about Batman too, like Batman as well. In this movie, he's never called Batman. The Riddler's the only one that calls him Batman.
And he calls him like the Batman. Yeah, it's kind of a whole like thing. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's like he gets called the Bat.
He calls himself Vengeance.
And then Zoe Kravitz jokingly calls him Vengeance, like as his name. It's like, come here, Vengeance.
Yeah, which did you think when they showed that first trailer of him just beating the shit out of somebody? Did you think that was going to be the literal open of the movie?
No.
Which, you want to talk about a way to, like, establish...
Also, I appreciate the opening of this film is, like, a solid 15, like, minute, like, intro shot, and it takes a while to get to him.
Yeah, it's... just
in a weird way, it reminds me of, like, the Watchmen open, where, like, that's that open that, like, takes forever. Like, you're like, what is this? What's going on? Like, if you didn't know what this was, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's jump through this. So, obviously, as we said, this is The Batman by Matt Reeves, which is, I think, most famous for his Monkeys movies, as we like to call them, with the Planet of the Apes stuff. I also forget that he helped with a lot of the early work of like J.J. Abrams or like Felicity and Cloverfield and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's got a pedigree to him.
Yeah, and like it's interesting because I kind of could see where the J.J. stuff at least influence is here. But yeah, big opening stuff. Obviously, as we said, this film stars Robert Pattinson as the Batman. It is Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, also as Catwoman. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and Paul Dano as the Riddler. You have Carmine Falcone. You have Alfred. I think those kind of your big characters here. And now the Andy Serkis is Alfred. I think so. As we trying to start, we already talked about we love the Bat. That's right. I think he's a cool Batman. I like this kind of angsty, edgy Batman, but obviously it's a very different Batman than we've been seeing. The next one I want to touch is obviously, I think, Selina Kyle and Kravitz. So going to this, I was not familiar with her line of work, like, at all. I don't know how familiar you are with her as an actress.
I mean, I had seen stuff with her in it. Like, I wasn't searching her out by any stretch of the imagination. But, like...
Yeah, like, I know online she has a following, but it's nothing like I knew who she was.
Yeah, like, if she was in a project, I was like, oh, cool. Like, but... I wasn't going out of my way. The way that I would go out of my way to see like a Christian Bale movie or to honestly a lesser extent, some of the Matt Damon stuff's pretty good.
But the point is like this is not someone that like, it sounds like either so uber familiar with. I think there might be issues with her character, and there's actually a plot point I want to see what your thoughts were on in a second. But I think as a whole, I would argue she might be the best Catwoman we've ever seen.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to beat Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. That was
You're forgetting Halle Berry's Catwoman.
No, I was gonna say, like, Anne Hathaway's Catwoman was such a non-character.
Mm-hmm.
It was super easy to surpass that. Halle Berry's Catwoman was just a disgrace.
But you know, I think she was cool. I kind of like this twisted, unknown kind of how she is. So the thing that obviously that we're going to talk about that I'm curious about. So obviously, Carmine Falcone is a big entity in this film. Which I don't know if I realized going in that he was going to be as big as he was, but were you as confused as I was in the scene where like she confronts him the last time?
No,
because it seemed like to me going into that he knew who she was, but he didn't, and that's where that gets weird to me.
Well, he recognized her from working at,
but like even to the level where like she was able to like kind of get extra treatment from him or going up, be like, I need to go talk to him. Like I'm confused kind of why he let that happen then if he didn't know who she was.
I mean, there's a very good chance that, you know, he was just a horn dog and you know, was kind of that. I took some of that energy out of it too, like, you know, okay, yeah, she's his daughter, but also there's this weird, like,
that man's horny.
Did Falcone like try to get her, or did he, or, you know, like this weird sexual tension between the two of them that I mean, really they don't kill that tension until they literally kill Falcone. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't too weirded out by it. Or
it was just one of the, I don't know if it's confused. It was just one of those I would argue wasn't clearly shown through the film, and I almost wish it was kind of like said at some point that he didn't know. But like that was just kind of like the way I felt like it was one of those spots. I was like, it seemed a little.
Yeah, I guess I can see how you would think that. I mean, also, like, we want to talk about that scene. We got to talk about the practical
everything.
Well, did you read the story about the fight scene in that hallway?
Oh yeah, with everything was practically done.
With everything was lit by the muzzle flashes.
Yeah. No, this is the thing I want to talk about. That actually we'll come back to character in a second. I want to talk about that is so this the cinematographer for this film might be the most impressive cinematographer in like Hollywood right now.
I didn't even see who it is.
He did Dune. He did Rogue One. He did Greg Fraser.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like just like looking at these shots. Yeah, he did Mandalorian. Like the way he's like this film, one of the things is it's beautifully shot. Like it's insanely beautifully shot.
Yeah, it's a lot of, you know, either like middle of the night city light shots, or I mean, there's not a lot that's in the day.
There's a few scenes.
There's one sequence really that's in the day, but that's kind of it. Like everything else is, you know, like dusk or dawn style lighting, and that helps him a lot with that kind of stuff. So,
but I also think the practical effects helps a ton too.
Yeah.
No, this is.
I'm just thinking back to that opening fight scene of just beating the absolute piss out of the guys. I was really wondering, like, if he was going to confront the kid that was only had half his face painted, like what kind of confrontation that was going to be, and then he just runs away. was like, that's kind of like
I was really curious. Like, I was really hoping that kid meant something. I
saw people online thinking that maybe those are the Joker's henchmen, which we'll get to.
Yeah, I can see that argument too. But yeah, we'll get there.
Joker being in this movie. But it's like, okay, it's Halloween night that happens. Which, speaking of Halloween, can we talk about how they wasted their 5 minutes into the movie? It's like, come on, guys, like, you gotta save that. Like, yeah. It was such a good delivery that, like, I was like, oh, that, like, good line. But then I was like, oh, shit, that means there's not going to be anything else in this movie.
Yeah, because you get one.
You get two, depending on how they're used, or if the violence is considered too high.
But yeah, let's kind of continue down, I think, general casting stuff, too, that I want to point out. So we talked about Bruce Wayne, we talked about Selina Kyle. I think next we should talk about Alfred. What is your opinion on Andy Serkis in his portrayal of, like, Alfred?
He's good. I mean, Andy Serkis has such a cool look about him.
I would
like, he looks like one of those guys that they talk about. Oh, this guy's like cut out of granite or something like that.
So
Serkis looks like that.
I will give you that. The only thing for me is I think when they didn't kill him, I felt like they should have.
I don't think I feel like I'm trying to think of, have they ever killed Alfred on screen?
No, but like they made a point of showing, like it felt like they were going to.
Yeah, and it was very much like, that's okay. There's clearly the call to action for the Act 2, and so I was like, okay. I thought he was gonna die there at the end when they look up and see the spotlight. I thought he was gonna die there, which I thought, okay, they could do that, and then
I think, like, to me, it felt like he should have been at that point kind of like the thing to move the plot forward, and that's when you talk about, like, vengeance, like him being vengeance, which is kind of like, that would make sense. Because if I feel personal, part of vengeance is personal.
I think you save that until, like, they need to make a decision on, is this Batman going to be more of a Dark Knight Returns style, like, very just kind of ethics gone to the wind, which it seems like he won't be, because in that Selina Kyle, Carmine Falcone fight, he says, like, if you do this, you'll just be one of them. And so it makes me think, like, okay, he's never gonna
get there,
or at least not for a very long time. He's not gonna snap and just start murking fools.
But there was definitely late in the film where he almost did. When he just be like pulled off of the guy.
Oh, yeah. I thought at that point he was like, I was like, oh, this is going to be, like, this is setting up for the next movie. Like, he's got to redeem himself from pounding this guy's face in.
But nope. But yeah, I think there's like one. I think so. So Alfred. I think we jump both the villains together. So obviously we said we have Paul Dano as the Riddler and John Turturro as Falcone. What is kind of your? Oh, and also we have Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah, but Penguin's not really a villain in this.
Yeah, I found it interesting how much of a, like, background character Penguin was.
I mean, it's clear that they're setting up the series, which they just greenlit today as we're recording this. And, it's like, okay, they want to set him up as the next thing. But, as we'll get to a little bit later, they already set up the next thing Or, I mean, they set up a bigger next thing, I should say, at the end of the movie.
But yeah, there's that. I think the one that stands out, so obviously we said Penguin's kind of backgroundy. I think Carmine Falcone really stood out to me, kind of how good he was.
Yeah, I mean, I think that version of him fits the universe
really well. I liked how intertwined the Waynes were with him, which is nothing we touched on yet. But yeah, I personally really liked how like kind of they made this whole thing kind of like how like the Waynes weren't the best of people.
Yeah, have they? I'm trying to remember back. Like they never mentioned that stuff in Nolan's trilogy.
No, because the Waynes are just kind of there, and it's a plot point. Like, kind of just exists to propel
it's just
him.
like Wayne Enterprises just funds Batman, basically.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of like, oh, there are the Waynes. Okay, move on with life.
Yeah.
Like, at no point do they kind of, do this whole...
I wonder, would they have tackled that if Nolan wanted to do a Riddler one?
Yeah, because Riddler's definitely a good one to kind of bring him out.
Because, like, obviously, Joker isn't the psychological threat that the Riddler is.
Yes and no, because I'd argue if you're going to talk Dark Knight, they made Joker that psychological threat.
Well, but he was a psych threat to everyone else.
Ah, okay.
Like, he wasn't the psych threat to Batman.
Mm-hmm.
The way that Riddler is. Like, to Batman, Joker is just a darker version of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he understands that. So, he wasn't seen as this, like, the way that the Riddler is, like, putting all these deaths on Batman, basically. It's much more, like, directly psychological towards Batman. And continuing that thread, like, did you think when Batman meets Riddler at Arkham, did you think that the Riddler had figured it out?
Yes, until he didn't, yes.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the theater felt the same way, but I was like, as he started saying Swain, I was like, oh shit, he knows.
Yeah, I really liked the way they kind of did the whole, like, show of, like, does he know? Wait, does he?
Yeah, and then he doesn't. It's like, oh, okay. Like, it's this weird sense of relief of, okay, he's still in the clear.
But yeah, let's kind of jump on this. So yeah, Paul Dano is the Riddler. Obviously, best Riddler we've ever seen. That's without saying.
I was gonna say, it's not much competition.
Yeah. Sorry, Jim Carrey. I think they're the thing. So I don't know if I love his costume's gonna be the negative point on it for me.
I think it fits the universe so well, right? Like,
it fits the universe, but I feel like you could have done more to make it still fit.
Like, this universe, there's no superheroes, right? Like, nobody has powers, nobody has any of that stuff. It's just real, right? Like, it's...
Actually, let's just jump on that for a second. Yeah. I would argue that this is a more grounded world than the Nolan trilogy.
Yeah.
Because some people are trying to argue the other way. So I was like,
Because, I mean, like, you have this weird spiritual Ra's al Ghul. You have, like...
Even Bane's a little weird, like...
Bane's a little bit kind of supernatural.
Joker I'll allow. Even Scarecrow I'd allow because it's drugs. At least drugs you explain away a bit easier than, like... Yeah. Than, like, Bruce Wayne getting a dream of Ra's al Ghul. And like, that one, like...
Yeah, that one's a little weird, but... Yeah, I mean, this... I think if they continue down this path, which, The Flash just got delayed. So
a year.
It's one of those, like, okay, were they going to set up Bat-Pat to come in during The Flash and things like that? And it's like,
even though the Flash is gonna have Keenan in it, and that's the rumor for that one. So I don't like. I'm very curious.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird to see because
the rumor for the Flash delay is it's solely for VFX. It's not for reshoots.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they're going for kind of the Justice League universe,
that's kind of my assumption is they're treating them as separate now. It seems like, or like it kind of exists nearby, but not.
But what more of like Bat-Pat, like that is such a different universe that I don't know if you can just pull that in
right
through Flashpoint. It's just going to be too awkward. You know, I just don't see. I don't see those gelling.
I get what you're saying.
Because like Flash, and then the Justice League universe is a little too like fantastical. Whereas Reeves's Gotham is like, I think. Here's a thought that just popped into my head. I think Joker and the Batman are in the same universe.
So I don't. Oh, so let's we're going there now. So obviously, this film ends. You get to the final actual scene in the film, and it's he's at Arkham, and there's this, right? So yes. So the assumption is that he's dealt with him before.
Well, but if you look carefully, this is this is what Jared Leto's Joker supposedly had happened to. Like, you could see the chemical burns on his face. You know, his face was clearly wrecked from something. So, I mean, maybe it's a situation where, like, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker just goes full, like, he falls into the pit. And then this is the Joker. But just, that thought popped in my head because they feel so similar.
I think that's a valid. I don't know if I think it's the same, but because I feel like to me, if you did that, you would cast him. Like you would have casted Phoenix.
Well, and it's not to say that they didn't, right? Like they don't. He's not listed in the credits, or he's listed as like unshown Arkham.
No, I know. We know who it is. I'm looking at him right now.
Yeah, but like they don't. What I'm saying is they could have cast anyone for that role.
Sure, but they showed us enough where we knew who it was.
Yeah, but you couldn't tell, okay, is it Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? Is it... Like, you could tell, okay, that's the Joker. But you couldn't tell, is this a Reeves Joker? Is this...
I hear you saying. I meant more like we know who the actor is, and like you could see who the actor is, and...
Yeah, you get an okay look at his face. You can't...
It's enough, and then he's listed in the cast. Like, it's enough where... I find it interesting that he went directly, like, from a Marvel project to a DC project.
Oh, who is
it? He is one of the Eternals.
Okay.
So,
sure.
But the point is, though, like, that's a thing that's going to continue. So, like, he's, like, the first person I could think of where he's going to be actively in both worlds.
Somebody else had that, too.
But they're actively in it? I thought, like, you had, like, Andy Serkis, but he's like killed off.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Serkis did it. Somebody else did it, but they weren't like a big character. Right.
I think it's maybe the first big one.
Yeah.
Because, like, think about it. He's like, don't love the Eternals. I'm not defending it, but like, it's still going to be a major player.
Well, here's the thing. Eternals, from all accounts, was a flop on the grandest scale.
It sets up enough things where MCU can't ignore it.
Does it affect does the failure of Eternals affect the possibility of an Eternals?
No. Either there is things at the end of that film that 100% up is setting up the next phase in Marvel. That would involve him too heavily.
Okay.
So that's what we leave it at. But no, it is, unless Marvel goes fuck it. But like that's been unlike Marvel. So
I mean, I just
that'd be my assumption.
Yeah, like I guess Marvel's kind of written themselves into a corner of like they're gonna have to ride out some of these duds.
Mm-hmm. But like in the past they've had to. Yeah, no one thought going from Thor 2 to Thor Ragnarok would be good. It's a perfect example of a dud.
Yeah, but Thor was also like Thor's a known character, I should say. Like people know who Thor is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little easier to stomach another Thor movie.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I didn't know who the Eternals were.
I don't think anyone really did, I'll be honest with you.
So, like, short of the comic book nerds that are, like, dissecting every frame of the movie on YouTube, like, that series doesn't need to continue if, unless, like, they're like, well, shit, like, this is the kickoff for phase 4 or whatever, and fucked because nobody likes these characters.
And like, this turned into an Eternals moment. There are things in the Eternals I think are fine. I think it's not amazing, but I don't think it's as rough around the edges. Like, it's rough around the edges, but I think there's stuff you could salvage in it. But it would be very curious to see that stays that way. But jumping back to late Batiman, we've kind of hit, I think, all of the big characters. We have broadly talked about how much we like it. Is there any other like spots in the film you want to start jumping into, or like where is your head at? Kind of what next?
You know what we need to talk about.
Go on.
We need to talk about hearing those motors spool up and the lights flick on and the theater shake and then the car dies. Like I genuinely started laughing when that happened. So I was like, of course, like, he's 2 years into being Batman.
Mm-hmm.
The car's never run before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his first time really driving it. And of course he's going to like stall it out or kill something.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah,
I think it's cool. I want to talk about that whole chase is what I want to talk about. If we're going on car stuff. What is it?
I said that chase is fucking awesome.
That chase is wild.
Did you see, I think I saw it on Twitter, somebody pointed out that during that scene, any shot with the Penguin is facing backwards, and any shot with Batman is facing forwards.
I did not realize that.
So anytime you cut to the Batman, he is going towards a target. Anytime you're on the Penguin, he is looking at, like the shot is looking at a danger that is trying to catch him.
That's a cool, like that's probably why it feels the way it does then.
Yeah.
It feels like he's always, like, he feels like he's always looking around.
And I got to give it to him, like, they took a moment straight out of Fast and Furious and made it actually work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to sum up the movie yet, but I can sum up the movie in the fact that I don't think I've said "holy shit" so much.
What were your top holy shit moments?
Well, so we had the opening, right? Him just murking those fools. The Batmobile jumping through the fire. Him beating the shit out of the guy on the catwalk. There were a couple others that were like, god damn, like, this movie's awesome. Yeah, there were some scenes in this where I was like, okay, this is my Batman. Like I love the Dark Knight series because of how the movies are made,
and
that stems to my respect for Chris Nolan as a director more than anything. I think I could get into this Batman in like an unhealthy way. Yeah, and then the whole I didn't really say holy shit when they blew the seawall.
I think it's a cool. Actually, I want to talk about this a second. I think it's so the whole, obviously you have the whole mayor gets murdered, and you have a new mayor appear, and then the whole like that whole kind of moments with it leading into the seawall and all that. I think it was cool because it was the first time I think we saw a thing where Gotham like fundamentally got destroyed in a way, and it also made me think about, I forget how like really flat and sea level New York is.
Well, so the funny thing is, like, I saw some discourse online about, oh, you set this up and then, you set up the bombs around the city and then it's done in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. People were like, somebody was posting about how you got to give the audience a chance to like understand it. I'm like, no, they did.
Understand it? What do you mean understand it?
Like, they did it the way that it should have been done for that universe.
And also in general, you understand it. Like,
yeah, like so much of that universe is the Riddler is one step ahead. Constantly.
And what would the ultimate thing to do with these? To destroy everything.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I don't.
Here's something that I don't understand about the whole, like, that final confrontation in Gotham Square Garden or whatever they're calling it. Like, if the Riddler was going after the people tied to the Renewal Project,
okay,
why were they going to go after the new mayor? Like, she wasn't tied to Renewal at all. So it's like, that's one of those weird plot points where it's like, it starts to not follow its own rules that it's set up. Sure.
I think at that point, though, part of it was to destroy the city. Like, the argument was the city is so corrupt that there is no saving it. So at a certain point, it becomes...
Yeah, it becomes burn it down, but also, like, that, yeah. It was just weird to me the way that they kind of handled that.
I don't know if I think it was perfect, I'll give you, but I think in the moment it's really cool.
Because I will give the person online credit for that. That went from 0 to 100 real quick.
But I kind of like that.
Yeah, it went from, oh, we're just going to take everyone that was part of the Renewal Project out, which they had set up, right? Like when they were interrogating the DA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the DA. Right. When they were interrogating him on the building, like, they set up that whole thing, like, he's clearly going after the Renewal Fund. And the people tied to the Renewal Fund. And then he had been good about that. The Riddler had been good about that. And then just for him to break that, like, the Riddler, from what I remember, the Riddler isn't like the Joker in the sense that he will break his own rules.
Right.
Like, the Riddler plays his games and that's it. Like, he's not killing innocent people. They may be, kind of casualties from some of his games. But he's not making games to just murder innocent people. So that was kind of like, okay, like, why do that if you were talking about this? Like, You know, it was just one of those situations where like, okay, it's you're kind of pushing your luck with suspension of disbelief.
Sure. There's definitely a line where they're pushing it. I'll give you that. I think as a whole, it was well done, at least in that way, though. But I do agree with you on the like pushing it part.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the games were cool. Like the riddles were fun.
The riddles were cheap and easy, but I kind of like that because I like the whole idea that like the riddler is like he's super smart, but like he wants you to solve the puzzle. It feels like to me, like
Yeah,
like I know I want you to get to the next step. I don't want you to lose. I just want to see how long
genius,
it takes
but
you to
he
get there.
wants you to be tormented in every step. So yeah,
Which I think,
of course, the riddles are going to be not easy to solve, but
not hard.
Yeah.
The idea isn't that you can't solve them. It's no. Just think for a second. Just think.
Also, I hate that they blew the whole justice riddle in the trailer.
Oh yeah. So here's the question then, kind of, as we get to this point. Where do you want this to go? Assuming, because we will get a sequel, and this has done it well enough.
Well, and they've already mentioned that they're going to do a Batman and Catwoman. Like, these two are coming back for another movie, at least. Like, where would I go from here?
Or where do you want them to go from here?
I want them to pull an Arkham Asylum.
And go into the asylum?
I want them to just, like, I want the Scarecrow to show up and wreak havoc in Arkham.
Can we talk about how it was the Waynes marrying the Arkhams?
Okay, so I was going to keep that quiet because I figured, like, you're a comic book nerd, so you knew that. And I didn't. So I was like, oh, like, Arkham is a family name?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like.
I had always assumed, like, Arkham was the equivalent of, like, Rikers.
Rikers?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of why I was always at with that one.
Yeah. They were saying that, and I was like, okay. But I guess that also makes sense when you think about it's Arkham Asylum. Why was their name on an asylum? Well, from the sounds of it, their family's pretty. So.
Sure. Which I found interesting too, how fucked up they made the family.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is, I think, basically everything from the Batman. I'm sorry, one more time, AJ.
I'm vengeance.
Good. Yeah. I think that unless you have anything else that you really wanted to...
Not that I can think of. We got to decide what we're going to do for the old next month. I am db.co.uk. Helps if I put an M in there.
No.
I don't want to know what IDB would take me to. Coming soon. And what's April, please? We've got Morbius. We've got The Contractor.
Was the more? I thought didn't the Morbius? Oh no, Morbius got delayed to next month. That's what it was.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Ambulance. Fantastic Beasts, Fathers 2.
It's gonna be Sonic, isn't it?
I don't know, dude. The Northman at the end of the month, or The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, I think, looks interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think it's a perfect movie club.
When is it in the month?
It's April 22nd, so it's towards the end of the month, but
April 22nd. I'm pulling up my calendar now. Ooh. Yeah, that should be fine. I get back on like the 23rd. I can watch it that day. We record 24th, post 29th. Yeah.
I mean, or we could do Ambulance, which looks interesting.
I would do the Unbearable. Okay. Unbearable Weight of Massive. I'm just going to put watch Nick Cage movie.
I mean, that's what it is.
Isn't it literally I'm Nick Cage and I get captured by?
Yeah, he is playing himself.
Which is so good.
And Tarantino casts... Supposedly there's a Tarantino movie that they're making, and that just looks ridiculous.
Yeah. The only way you can tell it's a Tarantino movie is how many feet are there.
Yeah, I didn't see too many feet in the trailer.
So it can't be a Tarantino film.
No, it's a Tom Gormican movie, but it says a cash-strapped Nick Cage agrees to make a paid appearance at a billionaire superfan's birthday party, but is really an informant for the CIA since the billionaire fan is a drug kingpin and gets cast in a Tarantino movie. Or we could see The Northman and watch Alexander Skarsgård in his 8-pack just chop heads off. Let's go Nick Cage.
Good Nick Cage.
Nicholas. All right.
Yeah, that is all we got.
Movie club for next month is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That massive talent.
Oh,
I'm vengeance.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This podcast was a production of The SWW Show. To learn more, go to theswwshow.com. Remember, you can follow the show on Twitter at TheSWW Show. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroney. You can follow AJ at LowSeaboy. Remember, new episodes premiere on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time on anchor.fm/SWW and podcast services around the globe.